Team USA did not just win its opener in Puerto Rico. It sent a message. From the moment the game tipped off, the United States looked like exactly what has been for years in international basketball. The standard everyone else is still trying to reach. Senegal had no answers to the pace, the pressure, the talent, or the depth. And by the time halftime arrived, the game already felt decided. The Americans had built such a massive lead that the second half became less about survival and more about management, rhythm, and opportunity. That kind of dominance is nothing new for Team USA, but this game felt important for a different reason. Yes, the final score was lopsided. Yes, the Americans overwhelmed Senegal on both ends. But the bigger story was what this game revealed about the next era of the program. This did not feel like a routine blowout where the veterans handled business and everyone went home. It felt like a passing of the torch moment. A night where the future of Team USA stepped on the floor and made it very clear that it is not coming to wait its turn quietly. Rhyne Howard led the team in scoring with 21 points and was as sharp as you expect from a player with her level of confidence and ability. She looked composed, efficient, and completely in control whenever the ball found her. But even with Howard putting together the top scoring night, a lot of the attention naturally shifted toward the younger names making their senior national team debuts. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and Paige Buchers all stepped into this environment carrying major expectations. And instead of looking overwhelmed, they looked like they belonged immediately. That is what made this opener feel so important. These were not empty minutes in a low-pressure environment. This was the beginning of a major international tournament setting. And Team USA used it to learn something about its new core. The result was about as encouraging as anyone connected to the program could have hoped. The young players were not just active, they were impactful. They looked confident, engaged, and ready to contribute in serious ways. Caitlin Clark, in particular, was the center of enormous attention coming into this game, and for obvious reasons. She was stepping back into competitive action after a long injury layoff. And whenever a player has been away that long, there are going to be questions. How will she look physically? Will the timing be there? Will there be rust? Will it take a few games for her to settle in? Those questions disappeared fast. Clark looked like herself almost immediately. And once that happened, the tone of the entire night changed. She finished with 17 points and 12 assists in only 19 minutes, which is a kind of stat line that jumps off the screen no matter the opponent. But it was not just the numbers. It was the control. It was the rhythm. It was the way she walked into the game and instantly began bending it to her style. She knocked down 4 of her 5 three-point attempts, pushed the pace, created easy looks for teammates, and looked completely comfortable orchestrating offense at the senior international level. That is a huge development for Team USA, because there's a major difference between a player being talented enough for the moment and a player actually taking hold of it. Clark looked like the second kind. The assists are what made the performance even more significant. 12 assists is not just impressive production. It is historic production. That total places Clark second all-time for assists in a single game in FIBA Women's World Cup qualifying history, trailing only Siyu Wong's 15-assist performance for China a few years ago. For Clark to reach that mark in her senior debut, and to do it in under 20 minutes, says everything about how quickly she was able to impose herself on the game. She was not just finding open teammates. She was dictating the flow of the offense at a level that looked advanced even for this stage. That matters because Team USA has no shortage of talent. The challenge is never simply having stars. The challenge is putting those stars in positions where their best qualities strengthen the entire group. Clark's playmaking did exactly that. Her presence made life easier for everyone around her. Teammates were getting cleaner looks. The ball was moving with purpose. And the offense had a different level of pace and sharpness when she was running it. That is the kind of impact that goes beyond a debut headline. It starts to shape the way a team sees its own identity. Angel Reese also had a very meaningful night. She earned a place in the starting group and made that decision look justified right away. Reese finished with 6 points and led the game with 8 rebounds, bringing exactly the sort of activity, toughness, and interior presence that coaches trust. Her energy was noticeable from the start. And even in a game full of offensive highlights, her work on the glass stood out. Reese gave Team USA second effort plays, extra possessions, and that physical presence every great team needs when building early momentum. What made Reese's performance especially encouraging was how natural she looked in the role. Sometimes, players entering senior national team action for the first time can look like they're still figuring out how aggressive to be. Reese did not have that problem. She attacked the game the way she usually does, played with confidence, and looked comfortable being part of a high-level group. That is an important sign for a program thinking beyond one tournament and toward a longer future. Paige Buchers, meanwhile, added another layer to the overall picture. Her offensive skill, poise, and decision-making gave Team USA yet another guard option capable of reading the floor and keeping things organized. When you look at a roster that can bring Clark and Buchers into the mix together, it becomes obvious why so many people around the program are excited about where this group is headed. There is not just one face of the next wave. There are several, and they all bring different strengths. That is really the bigger story coming out of this opener. Team USA was not just winning a game, it was evaluating the next version of itself. The United States already secured qualification for the 2026 FIBA Women's World Cup in Berlin by winning the AmeriCup. So, technically this tournament is not about surviving to reach the field. But that does not mean the games are casual or meaningless. Far from it. These matchups matter because they are helping define the roster, the chemistry, and the hierarchy that could shape the Americans' pursuit of another world title. And the stakes for that are enormous. The United States is chasing a fifth straight Women's World Cup title, which is a kind of run that almost defies belief. This program has been so dominant for so long that anything less than gold feels like failure. But dominance does not maintain itself automatically. Every great run eventually reaches a point where new players have to step in, absorb the pressure, and prove that the standard will not slip. That is exactly what makes this week in Puerto Rico so important. Sue Bird, now serving as managing director for the women's national team, has a major job in front of her. She is not simply choosing talented players. She is helping determine how the next generation fits into one of the most successful programs in sports. That means these games are not exhibitions in spirit. Even if Team USA has already secured its World Cup place, they are auditions, they are tests, they are chances to see which players can handle the pace, the expectations, and the international environment in real time. That is what makes the number of debutantes so striking. Caitlin Clark, Paige Buchers, Angel Reese, Kiki Iriff, and Monique Billings, and Ray Burrell are all making their senior national team debuts during this stretch. Some are younger stars whose names already carry major attention. Others are players looking to prove they belong in the long-term plans. But the shared reality for all of them is that this is not just about getting experience. This is about earning trust at the highest level of the program. With only one more training camp expected before the final World Cup roster is selected, every possession in Puerto Rico matters. Every rotation choice matters. Every defensive sequence, every rebound, every decision with the ball, all of it is part of a much bigger evaluation process. Coaches and decision makers are not simply watching who can put up points in a blowout. They are watching who understands spacing, who communicates, who plays hard without forcing things, and who looks like they can fit into championship-level basketball. That is why the win over Senegal was so promising. It was not just that Team USA dominated. It was how the new faces contributed to that dominance. Clark did not look like a player trying to survive her debut. Reese did not look like a player, just happy to be there. Buchers did not look tentative. The younger group looked like it was ready to help carry the program forward. And that is exactly the best-case scenario for a team trying to extend its grip on international basketball. Head coach Carol Lawson also deserves credit for how the game was handled. With such a big lead, she was able to go deep into bench and ensure every player got meaningful minutes. That matters because roster building is not just about top-line stars. It is also about understanding the full range of options available when tougher games arrive. Lawson used the blowout the right way, balancing the need to maintain structure with the opportunity to evaluate the entire roster. In a tournament setting, that kind of management can be extremely valuable. Now Team USA moves on to Puerto Rico in the second 5 games, and the attention will only keep building. A strong opener creates confidence, but it also raises expectations. After a performance like this, people are going to want to see if the chemistry keeps improving, if Clark continues to control games offensively, If Reese keeps making her presence felt inside, and if this younger core can continue proving it belongs in the center of the team's future plans, that is what makes this tournament so compelling even beyond the results. The United States is expected to win. That part is not surprising. What people want to know now is what kind of team this is becoming. Is this just another dominant American group that rolls through the field? Or is it the beginning of a new era built around a fresh set of stars ready to define the next chapter? Based on what we saw against Senegal, the answer might be both. In the end, Team USA's opening win was about far more than the scoreboard. It was about a program showing that its standard remains sky high, while also revealing that the next generation may already be ready to uphold it. The Americans crushed Senegal, controlled every part of the game, and got exactly the kind of statement debut performances they could have hoped for from their rising stars. If that opener was any indication, these new faces are not here just to learn. They are here to lead,